Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tailgate Tuesday here, folks, for the NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series live on the NASCAR Heat 5 video game on the PlayStation 4 console. It's round 5 of the 2021 NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series season, coming right here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. I'm NOSSCAR CEO Tyler McMurder, alongside the in-race reporter, driver of the 02 Chevy Silverado, Tyler Wagner. And we're bringing you live flag-to-flag coverage of the Holiday Bash 200 here at Homestead. We're checking out the race leaders right now. Nick Francesco in the 24, he's on the pole. He's just lost the lead to his teammate there, and that's Josh Colombiez in the 23. They have Alex Tesdall in the 98, Jesse Carlson in the 88, Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 51. There's a whole lot of trucks up there battling for the lead right now. Jason Armstrong in the 15 as well. And we're going to throw it down to the in-race reporter, Tyler Wagner. Tyler, how is it feeling out there right now? What are the trucks handling like? Yeah, it just might, and a lot of these drivers were really preferring the middle to high grooves when they were in the test sessions earlier today. I was in the chat and I was talking to a lot of these drivers, and they really preferred to be up near the wall a little bit more. Right now, there's a line of trucks working that outside line right now in this lead pack. Nick Francesco takes the race lead back from Josh Colombiez as a result. There's Jesse Carlson in the 88 just behind him that kind of gave him the draft that he needed to get back out front. And the pole sitter leads the way. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 51 riding right there in fourth. And he's the highest running Juicy J Motorsports driver at this time. And there's Jason Armstrong in the 15 Ford F-150, the second highest Ford F-150 right now in this race. But he's being challenged by Alex Tesdall in the 98 machine. The top 6 drivers have kind of separated themselves from the rest of the field just a little bit. And running in the 7th position is actually Beam SKP in the number 16 Toyota Tundra, and he's got a pack of trucks just behind him. Jordan Roughton in the 17 runs in 8th. Daniel McGriff running in the 9th position there, the number 13 Ford F-150. Rounding out the top 10 is Bradley Gilliland in the number 74. 18 drivers started this race, and we're watching one heck of a battle for the race lead. We're trying to catch a glimpse of all the action all over this racetrack. There's good battles everywhere here at Homestead, and we're only working stage 1. To the high side goes Josh Colombiez. And there's a problem here. Apparently, Alex Tesdall's on pit road, and he looks a little bit motionless. I'm not sure if he maybe had a connection issue or what, but it looks like his night is done for the day here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. And that's a shame. He was up there running in the top 5 with this group. And we have a new race leader. Put the 99, folks, of Stephen Corley out front, looking for his first career NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series win, and putting that Ford F-150 to good use. Really like the paint job on that machine. And first laps led here tonight in the Holiday Bash 200. He's got Nick Francesco, Josh Colombiez, Jeffrey Robinson Jr. right there close in tow. Jason Armstrong rounding out the top 5, and he's lost the draft a little bit with these drivers, and he's fallen back into the clutches of the second group that I was mentioning a bit ago, being led by Beam SKP and Jordan Roughton. And here comes Jason Armstrong down to pit road. There's Josh Colombiez in the 23. 2 wins this season, 4th in the point standings. He won the Tailgate 250 at Daytona. And Stephen Corley in the 99 got really loose and out of shape there coming out of turn 2, that most recent time by. And he lets these 3 drivers go by him, and he drops back to the 4th position. They work their way around Robert Lohman Sr. in the white and pink number 21 Silverado to put him 1 lap down. Robert hoping to be the first truck 1 lap down at the end of stage 1. Top 5 in the stages receive stage points, and of course the stage winner receives that valuable playoff point. And again, folks, we see Stephen Corley getting very loose coming out of turn 2. Second lap in a row. The 99 truck has gotten a little bit out of shape over there, and problems for Daniel McGriff in the number 13 Ford F-150 for Steel Horse Motorsports. He's got some damage to the front end of that truck on the left side. I didn't see what happened, but I do know that he was running in the top 10 when this occurred. That's how quick things can change here in a NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series race. We're trying to keep our eye on the battle for the lead up here, with Don Francesco holding on with his Timac Motorsports teammate right behind him. And that's the Juicy J Motorsports driver running in third. And more pit stops. You see Bradley Gilliland leaving his pit stall after getting service. There's Timmy Brown leaving as well after getting 4 tires and fuel. And Daniel McGriff comes down to repair the damage. He's also going to take on 4 tires and fuel. And Stephen Corley's still got a shot, folks. He runs really good at these 1.5 and the 2-mile tracks as well. He runs good at the short tracks and road courses too, but he's really well known for his 1.5 program and really brings his A game to these races. He knows how to ride in the draft. He knows when to make a move. He has very good decision making in these races, so it's pretty amazing actually that he doesn't have a win here in the NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series. Could tonight be the night? He's running in 4th, right there with him. They were 3 wide a moment ago for the race lead. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the Toyota Tundra lifted a lot. That opened the door for Stephen Corley to take the 3rd position away. And that could have been huge. That could have been a big moment there. A little bit deeper in the field. Back here is the battle for 5th position. Jordan Roughton in the 17 is going to take the spot away from Beam SKP. Beam, of course, in the 16 there, the lone driver out of France here full-time in the NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series. Hosts his own online racing series on the F1 2020 game and runs very competitive over there as well, running 4th in the current point standings in that series. Long-time NASCAR driver from the NASCAR 15 days. There's Dustin McClintock, qualified inside the top 10, currently still scored on the lead lap, and a little bit of front-end damage to the number 20 Chevy Silverado, but nevertheless still pointed in the right direction, rocking and rolling here at Homestead. Throwing it down to the in-race reporter, Tyler Wagner, former NASCAR Dirt Touring Series race winner. Tyler, how many laps to go here in Stage 1? Okay, and is it safe to say that the leaders are going to have to pit before the end of the stage as well? All right, thank you very much. And there's more trucks leaving pit road, actually. It looked like Jeffrey Robinson Jr. and Beam SKP. Let's see if I can confirm that. Yes, sir. There goes Jeffrey. And there goes Beam. And Jordan Roughton comes to pit road. Looks like another truck is there with him. Stephen Corley in the 99. So you're right. In-race reporter knows exactly what he's talking about here, because now here comes the 2nd place driver, Josh Colmbiez in the 23. 2 wins for him in the first 4 races of the season. Of course, we are here in round 5 for the Holiday Bash 200. Second to last race for the calendar 2020 year. And second to last race before our 1-week holiday break, folks. We thank everybody for tuning in. We hope everybody's having a fun and safe holidays, and hope everybody's staying safe and warm out there. It's really cold where I am today. And the pole sitter is on pit road. The points leader as well, Nick Don Francesco, looking for his first ever NASCAR championship. He's made the playoffs in multiple different leagues here for NASCAR on the NASCAR Heat games, including the Motormaster Series and the Tailgate Truck Series. He's made it as far as the round of 8, and he would like to go all the way to the championship round at Phoenix here this season. This season might be a career year for the driver of the 24. Thank you very much. Yeah, there you see him. Cameron Norton staying out to lead a lap. Now he's going to surrender the lead and come to pit road, and soon we're going to complete the cycle of pit stops. Who do you have as the leader now? Ah, okay, so he must be the very last truck to be completing the cycle of pit stops, and that'll do it for pit stops under the green flag conditions here in stage one, where we've been lean, mean, clean, and green since the drop of the green flag here in this one. No cautions so far. And you heard the M-Race reporter, 5 laps to go here in stage one. And getting a report, yes, sir, it's Josh Colm-Diaz taking over the race lead. I was just getting to it, and the only reason why I knew, because he's in front of Nick Francesco, and that was the leader before the cycle of pit stops began. The drivers running third on back have fallen back just a little bit, and this is going to be the battle for the stage win, the 2 Timac Motorsports teammates in the Chevys. Jason Armstrong in the 15 Ford F-150 scored in third, and I believe that's Bradley Gilliland in the 74 just behind him, running in fourth. And problems for Josh Colm-Diaz. There was contact with the outside wall. I didn't see exactly how, but there's a bunch of front-end damage to the number 23 Chevy Silverado, and he's going to limp it around until the end of the stage, I'm sure, but that's going to cost him the stage win, and his teammate Nick Francesco now has a sizable lead going into turn one. It's got to be about 15 to 20 truck lengths at this point, and it's safe to say that he's going to win stage one unless something drastic happens. Pit road closes with 2 laps to go, and we're nearing that. Man, that's how quick things can change. 3 laps to go here in stage one. I can't believe that we just saw that. Ah, okay, thank you. Yes, so pit road is closed now for these drivers, and we're watching a good battle for third here. Looks like Bradley Gilliland has taken it from Jason Armstrong. He's running in fourth, and Stephen Corley runs in fifth with Jeffrey Robinson Jr. right behind him. So these drivers are all battling for the final few spots to get stage points. There was contact made there between Armstrong and Gilliland. Gilliland is going to take the spot as a result, and it kind of looked like Gilliland in the 74 truck up top got loose, came down into the side of Armstrong, and Armstrong can't be too pleased, I'm sure. That allowed Stephen Corley in the 99 to get around, and now Armstrong's battling for the 5th and final spot to get stage points, and we're on the final lap here in stage one. Oh, Armstrong came up the hill a little bit. They're going to be 3 wide going down the back straightaway for the final spot to get stage points. This is how much a stage point means to these drivers going into 3. They made it through. I can't believe it. Nick Francesco wins the stage, by the way. Josh Colm-Diaz is going to finish in second. There you see him. Bradley Gilliland is going to get third. And there was a drag race behind them. Stephen Corley got fourth, and wow, that was wild. And it was, wow, Juicy J gets the 5th and final spot, the number 51 Toyota Tundra. That was quite a drag race between those 3 or 4 trucks for the 5th and final spot. And Juicy J came out on top and got the stage point. And I know that a lot of these drivers were just on pit road to get service, but it's a long stage too, and I think that everyone's going to come back in. They might take maybe only right sides and a splash of fuel, a can and a half, but could be some strategy here for stage 2. We'll have to see. Here we go, folks. Stage 2 underway for the Holiday Bash 200. Happy holidays, everybody. Thank you for joining us here at Homestead-Miami Speedway, round 5 of the 2021 NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series season. And Stephen Corley takes the lead using the outside groove, the Ford power up top, really making it work. And Jason Armstrong trying to go with him in that Ford F-150. Nick shut the door. He's going to pull to the top side, and a lot of these drivers said all day long that's exactly where they want to be. That's the preferred groove here at Homestead. 18 drivers started this race, 15 of them left on the racetrack, and they're rocking and rolling here at Homestead. Oh, there was a truck a little bit loose deeper in the field, but and what a save by the in-race reporter. Coming out of 4 now. They're starting to get a little bit spread out, a little bit more single file. They were 2 and 3 wide a bit ago, and now they're starting to settle down. Track position is important, and they know that they can gain more spots on these restarts than at any other time in this race. And at the end of it all, Stephen Corley was able to use the outside line, work his way around Don Francesco, and he's the new race leader with the 24 right behind him. The Hornets' nest is more from about the 4th to 5th position on back. There you see Jordan Roughton in the 17, Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 51, Cameron Norton in the 3, Bean SKP in the 16. They're all right there battling for position. Timmy Brown in the 8 machine. Haven't spoken much about him in this broadcast. He's having a good run as well, right there with him. Could tonight be the night, folks? Stephen Corley looking for that first NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series win. He's come so close so many times, and a lot of drivers that have been here quite a while really remember that Great Lakes 200 race back on NASCAR Heat 4 at the Michigan International Speedway, and he dominated that event, and a lot of the drivers really thinking in their mind that he is the ultimate winner of that race, but on the stat sheet still held winless, and one of his best chances may be here tonight at Homestead-Miami Speedway, one of the tracks that he feels more comfortable at, and there's a couple of tracks on the schedule upcoming for Stephen Corley that might just turn this season around for him. Battle for 5th was on there for a moment. Cameron Norton was looking to the inside of Jeffrey Robinson Jr. Couldn't quite do it. Now he falls back in line. That was for 5th. Jeffrey's going to hang on to the 5th position for now. And they're beginning to spread themselves out just a little bit here. Stephen Corley, Nick Don Francesco, Jason Armstrong, Josh Colm-Diaz, Jeffrey Robinson Jr. The top 5 with Cameron Norton in 6th, Beam SKP in 7th. And they are the front pack as of right now. Just behind them, leading the second group of trucks, it is Timmy Brown in the 8 machine. He runs in 8th, and Jordan Roughton in 9th, right behind him in the 17, and it's Jesse Carlson running in 20th. But rather, it's actually Daniel McGriff in the 13 running in 20th. Destin McClintock, former college football star, running in the 11th position. Jesse Carlson running in 12th. 13th, Bradley Gilliland in the 74. Then in 14th, I believe it is the in-race reporter, Tyler Wagner. You can see these drivers using every groove out there. They're venturing all around looking for some speed and some grip. We saw Nick Don Francesco using the top groove there through 1 and 2, but he got really loose on corner exit. We saw Stephen Corley doing that a lot there in stage 1, but since then he must have maybe made a couple of adjustments perhaps, because he's taken the lead and he's not doing that coming out of 2, and it's the 24 truck that appears to be doing a little bit of that every now and then. The battle for 3rd is heating up. Jason Armstrong in the 15 trying to hold on to it, and Josh Colm-Diaz and Jeffrey Robinson Jr. right there ready to pounce. They were nearly 3 wide there for a moment. Jeffrey lifted and tucks in behind the 23. And it's these little battles like that, Tyler, that really allow other trucks to gain ground on you and the trucks in front of you to get away a little bit. The more you run side by side and battle for a position, you're losing ground to the other trucks around you, and sometimes that can really bite you if you're trying to hang on to somebody's draft and stay with the lead pack. And it's kind of like you're all getting held up in the process. Now you're more in depth and more in tune with the dirt racing side of things, former NASCAR Dirt Touring Series race winner, and you also race a lot on the Tony Stewart dirt racing game. Is there a wall of air like that for dirt racing? So the cars do get disturbed enough to the point where running side by side would kind of do the same thing in dirt. I see. Interesting. And so now the top two have kind of gathered themselves up and walked away a little bit, but for how long, folks? Josh Colm-Diaz in third, Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in fourth. They've begun to kind of work together here a little bit, and gaining a little bit of ground on the top two trucks. Cameron Norton has worked his way around Jason Armstrong for fifth. Armstrong now runs in sixth. Dean SKP is kind of by himself right now, running in the seventh position. And the battle for eighth has just cooled off. Jesse Carlson has taken the eighth position away from Timmy Brown, and this is the battle right here for ninth. Jordan Routen's going to take it from Daniel McGriff. I believe we just had a taker on pit road there. Yes, we do. Jason Armstrong coming down pit road early. He was in the sixth position doing this, and he had a couple of drafting partners, so I'm a little bit surprised that he is coming in. Usually at this type of track, you don't really want to make a pit stop early unless you don't have a drafting partner. He had one, and also, folks, keep in mind, cautions are on, so if one comes out and he's scored a lap down, he loses all that track position. Even if he is the first truck one lap down, he'll still start at the tail of the field on the restart. There you see the field flash by, so he is going to be now one lap down. Interesting strategy here for Armstrong. Maybe hoping to utilize all four of those fresh Goodyear Eagles and pick up some track position before the end of this one. It's going to come down to what his lap times look like compared to the drivers running in the draft up here, battling for the lead as well. And maybe he's not the only one doing it, though. There's a couple more trucks leaving pit road now, and there you see Daniel McGriff and Jesse Carlson coming to pit road. So maybe it's not such an abnormal strategy. We're going to have to wait and find out here. Nevertheless, Stephen Corley still leading, and still the drivers running third on back are gaining ground on these two, and I think it also is helping that they're side by side and battling for the lead right now. Well, they were side by side. They're running two completely different lines. Don Francesco up towards the top in the 24. He's trying to find speed up there. Riding along with Stephen. See where he likes to run, all the way down there. We've been clean and green since the drop of the green flag here in this one. You're watching the Holiday Bash 200 here at Homestead-Miami Speedway, round 5 of the 2021 NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series season, hosted right here on NASCAR Heat 5. 134 lap event worked in stage 2. These drivers will have to make pit stops here in stage 2 before the end of this one, though we do think that it's only going to be maybe a splash of fuel and some right side tires at most. Yes, we do. Robert Loman Sr. in the 21 was one of them. And Timmy Brown in the 8 truck is another one. And it kind of looked like Jordan Rout was going to make a move down pit road in the 17, but he did not. And problems for Timmy Brown. He's actually... Oh, okay, never mind. It was a connection issue on my end, I believe. It appeared at first that Timmy was stuck nose first against the yellow barrels at the entrance of pit road, but he wasn't. All of a sudden he popped into place on pit road and going at caution speed down pit road, and he was okay, and he's come to a stop in his pit stall now. And it was a short pit stop for him, so I do believe that there's going to be a lot of right side tire, 2-tire pit stops here, knowing that there's not going to be very many laps left in stage 2. Let's actually throw it down to the InRace reporter, Tyler Wagner. Tyler, how many laps to go in stage 2? Perfect. Yeah, let us know. You got the leaders getting closer behind you. Yes, sir. They're battling pretty tough behind you. I don't know if they'll get you in time. This is going to be close. I do think that everyone still needs to pit, mind you. And whoa, both of these trucks just got loose coming out of turn 2. 24 and the 99 battling for the lead here in stage 2. Now they're going into turn 3 and 4. Can't believe they both held on to it. They're coming out of 4 now, and there's 5 laps to go here in stage 2. And we just saw the drivers behind them come to pit road. Josh Colm-Diaz was one of them. And Jesse Carlson in the 88 Ford F-150 was slow on track there. Both of the leaders go by him. He might have been coming off pit road, I'm not sure. I know that Cameron Norton in the 3 is still on the racetrack, and he is running in the 3rd position behind these 2 that are continuing to battle side by side, lap after lap for the lead. And never mind, folks. Stephen Corley comes to pit road in the 99, and Nick Don Francesco stays on the racetrack. The only driver amongst the lead group that is yet to come to pit road for their scheduled stop in stage 2 is the current race leader, Nick Don Francesco. I believe maybe Cameron Norton as well in the 3 truck. I think he's actually running in 2nd. Jesse Carlson's way off the pace. I believe he's trying to make it to the end of the stage without having to pit. Stephen Corley leaving pit road now. And here comes Nick Don Francesco in the 24, Cameron Norton in the 3. So I was right, folks. Evidently everybody did need to truly come to pit road for service before the end of this one. And it's going to take a miracle for Jesse Carlson in the 88 to make it to the end of the stage without having to stop for tires. Oh, and there must have been a problem for Timmy Brown. His truck literally appeared on pit road out of nowhere, either a connection issue or, I'm really not too sure, maybe an on-track incident. There's no damage on that machine, so that's a real shame. We're in the final laps here of stage 2. Who do you have as the race leader? We're going to throw it down to the InRace reporter, Tyler Wagner. Tyler, who do you have as the race leader? Oh, wow. So some strategy being deployed by Bradley Gilliland in the number 74 truck. He's on the racetrack and currently in the lead, folks. He might trap some trucks a lap down if he can hold on and win this stage. He does appear to be a little bit off the pace, and the question is, does he have the fuel? Does he have the tires? Coming out of 4. And we've seen strategy like this before this season, not only here for the NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series, but the NASCAR Motormaster Series as well. We've seen drivers stretch the fuel and stretch the tires before and pick up stage wins in the process. And Bradley Gilliland is going to hold on to win Stage 2 here at Homestead. And when the in-race reporter gets sorted over there, we'll just get the top 5 from them. Make sure you have your pit adjustments punched in, ready to go. So a lot of the drivers that ran solid there in Stage 1, running solid still in Stage 2. Nick Francesco getting points in both stages, as does Josh Colm-Diaz and Stephen Corley. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. finishing 5th in both stages. The only one that kind of surprised him here was Bradley Gilliland. He gets stage points in both, finished 4th in Stage 1 and now a stage win in Stage 2. And like I mentioned, Tyler, we've been green since the start of this race, and it doesn't look like there's going to be cautions anytime soon, so track position has become very important here, and making these trucks right on these pit stops under caution at the end of the stages is going to be critical. The green flag is back in the air for the final stage of the Holiday Bash 200. And it's Jordan Roughton leading the race. In the number 17, he's trying to hold off Stephen Corley, who goes to the inside of him now, and they're side by side all the way back. From the lead to about 8th, they are double file. Oh, this is good stuff, and we have a new race leader. Stephen Corley takes the lead. Bradley Gilliland to the inside, looking for 2nd on Jordan Roughton. He's going to take it. Josh Colm-Diaz is going to take 3rd. They're 3 wide for 4th on back. And there's a wreck. Yep, around goes Jordan Roughton in the 17. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. had nowhere to go. In-race reporter Tyler Wagner involved. And caution number 1. Here in the Holiday Bash 200. It happened here in the final stage, and first caution of the race for an on-track incident. Yeah, it looked like Jordan Roughton got loose, and he got tagged, and he went back towards the outside wall, made contact there with the wall, and then there was a couple trucks right behind him that had nowhere to go. GCJ and Tyler Wagner, 2 of them. You saw the whole thing. Is that kind of what happened? 17? I'm glad I'm up here in the booth and not out there. That one looked pretty scary. Well, we have a new race leader. The in-race reporter, Tyler Wagner, is going to lead them to the green flag here. Final stage. He and Stephen Corley both on the front row. Bradley Gilliland and Nick Francesco, 3rd and 4th. And how about it, folks? Wagner leading laps here, looking good as he goes down the back straightaway. Not the preferred groove, and there's more trucks working together up top right now, but nevertheless, nice save, you held on to it. There is action all over this racetrack, folks. I can tell you that Stephen Corley has broken away with the lead, with Cameron Norton in the 3 truck running in 2nd, Nick Francesco in 3rd in the 24. 4th on back, I can't tell you a thing, folks. It's changing every corner, every lap. They're 3 and 4 wide. They're bouncing off each other. Bradley Gilliland, Jason Armstrong, Jesse Carlson, Jeffrey Robinson Jr., Beam SKP, Josh Colm-Diaz. They're all right there. Jordan Roughton, Timmy Brown, Tyler Wagner in the 02. couple of other trucks are right there, a few truck lengths back, like Daniel McGriff and Robert Lohman Sr. They've lost the draft with the second group, but I don't think they want to be right in the center of this group anyways, folks. It's a wild hornet's nest from fourth on back. They're 3 and 4 wide still. Bradley Gilliland is going to take the fourth position on the very bottom of the racetrack. Looked like Colm Diaz had to lift a little bit in the 23 and give way. And this is all happening about 15 truck lengths behind the top 3 that have broken away from the rest of the field just a little bit. Oh, contact was made there. Josh Colm Diaz got loose. He goes down into the inside of Jesse Carlson. They're still 4 wide going through 3 and 4. They're going to hold on to it. Oh my goodness. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 51 went all the way up in no man's land, up where the marbles sit, and he made it work. He's going to pass them all, and now he goes back to the bottom, but this time of Armstrong for 5th. This is great action. Oh, and now Jeffrey got loose as he was making all those crazy moves. He just lost everything he gained, and now Jordan Roughton in the 17 jumping into the mix. This is crazy. I think I would be doing the same thing you are. I think I would just ride and watch at this point, because if you get too close and something happens, there's less reaction time. You do want to keep the draft, though. That is important. But yeah, this is fun. Yeah, well. Yeah, this is great action. It's always fun to watch here on Tailgate Tuesdays. And I guess we should go back up to the front and check in on the leaders, the top 3 here. Stephen Corley, Nick Donfrancesco, Cameron Norton. They are 1, 2, 3. And all 3 of them have been very much contenders for the win here all race long in this one. Another driver that's been one of the class of the field today has been Bradley Gilliland, and he has now found himself into the 4th position in the 74 black and red Chevy Silverado, and he's gaining ground on the top 3, and this is all without having a drafting partner, so look out maybe for Bradley. And the battle for 5th on back has settled down a little bit, I suppose. Josh Colm Diaz runs in 5th in the 23. Jordan Roughton right there in the 17. And it's Jeffrey in the 51. Beam in the 16. Jesse Carlson in the 88. Jason Armstrong in the 15. And Dustin McClintock in the 20. Like I'm telling you, there's good battles everywhere. Beam in the 16 makes it 3 wide for a moment, and now Jeffrey lifts a little bit in the 51 up top and brings it back down to 2 wide, 2 by 2, and honestly, it does still look like the outside and the middle grooves have a bit more speed. You can carry more speed into these corners, running in that higher groove here at Homestead, and it's easier to prevail up there to complete these passes. Once you get to the outside of somebody, unless they're going to drive up into the side of you, they pretty much need to lift and give you the spot at most times. Stephen Corley looking for his first career NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series win, and this might be the best shot that he's ever had, folks. We've seen him in this situation before. We've seen him out front, leading laps in the closing stage, having the dominant truck all race long, and then having some sort of wild, crazy incident occur, and maybe a mistake on his own part at times. Like, there's just always been something that's hindered him and prevented him from parking in a victory lane that day, but tonight really could be the night, folks. He's got a rocket ship of a Ford F-150, and he is hauling the mail here in the Holiday Bash 200 at Homestead-Miami Speedway. He's got the points leader and the pole sitter right behind him in the 24. Stage 1 winner in the 24 as well. Oh, a little bit deeper in the field, looked like Bowman. Yeah, in the 3, he got a little bit out of shape. Bradley Gilliland's going to take the 3rd position, and the pack behind them for 5th on back has really gained ground on these two. Now, this battle back here has not calmed down at all. I don't know what I'm trying to sell you on, folks, but you had Jordan Roughton in the 17, Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 51, Jesse Carlson in the 88. All the drivers I've been mentioning here that have been battling from 5th on back, they're still all right close together, and it's been fun to watch here at Homestead. And I'm going to throw it down to the M-Race reporter, Tyler Wagner, former NASCAR Dirt Touring Series race winner. Tyler, how many laps to go here in the final stage, whenever it tells you next? Okay. Whoa! Wild moment there for Jordan Roughton in the 17, a Ford F-150, or excuse me, yeah, it is a Ford. He saved it though and gathered it back up, and he's still rocking and rolling, but lost a position in the process. Some contact there with Jesse Carlson in the 88. He bounced off him a little bit. And unless we see a caution, I think that the drivers that are running in the top 3 and kind of cruising away at this point are in the best seat in the house to win this race. It's actually become a 2-horse dance, folks. Stephen Corley and Nick Donfrancesco are side-by-side battling for the lead, and they're picking up where they left off in Stage 2. Remember, folks, they spent a couple laps straight side-by-side battling for it, and it's going to be the 24 of Nick Donfrancesco prevailing and taking the race lead on the outside groove. Yeah, it definitely seems like the place to be, and you can make passes on the bottom, but you really do need to time it right and get a good enough run, and it also helps if there's not too many trucks working together up on the outside line. But you're right, I couldn't agree more. Outside line, we've seen more passes up there than we have anywhere else all race long here in Holiday Bash 200. Ooh, that could be a wild move to win the race. You never know what you could see in one of these NASCAR Truck Series races. And whoa, looked like Cameron Norton in the 3 got a little bit loose there. He's still running in 3rd. He's got Bradley Gilliland just behind him in the 74, running in 4th. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in 5th in the 51. And how about Jesse Carlson? Number 88 Ford F-150 all the way now up into the 6th position after being mired in traffic for a lot of this race. Josh Cole Diaz in the 23 running in the 7th position just behind him. It's Beam SKP in the 16, running in 8th. Dustin McClintock, or excuse me, is Jason Armstrong running in 9th. And Dustin McClintock in the 20, rounding out the top 10. Good battles all over this racetrack. Whoa! Bradley Gilliland in the 74 got really loose coming out of turn 2, and turn 4, and I mean really, really loose. He had to save that truck, chase it all the way down the hill onto the apron, and what a catch it was. That was a wild one there. And the battle for 3rd on back is really not settling down at all. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. trying to take the 3rd position away from Bradley Gilliland, and it's crazy because there was a time, folks, when Bradley in the 74 was actually gaining ground on the top 2, and since then that has changed just a little bit. The top 2 are starting to gap the rest of the field a little bit, and that's Nick Donfrancesco in the 24, Stephen Corley in the 99, and it's a 6-truck dance for 3rd on back. That's what the battle for the lead looks like, and That's what the interval looks like back to the drivers running third on back. It's nearly a full straightaway at this point. The top two putting on a blistering pace here at Homestead. Round 5 of the 2021 NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series season. We're expecting green flag pit stop cycles to begin here. The first cycle of 2, I believe, if everything were to stay green. And as soon as I called it, folks, Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23 surrenders a top 5 spot, and he comes to pit road. I believe the pit road is going to be a very busy place here over the next couple of laps. I think that this is a tiny bit early for the 23 team to make their first pit stop, but we've seen them run it like that before. Okay, so yeah, evidently there's a couple of trucks that are going to be really close here. In-race reporter out of fuel in the O2 truck, but makes it safely onto the racetrack. Or, excuse me, onto pit road, rather. And there's Daniel McGriff in the number 13 Ford F-150 driving for Steel Horse Motorsports coming to pit road. He was running outside the top 10 when he decided to make this scheduled stop, so that might be why. Maybe taking the opportunity to pit a little bit earlier, get the truck feeling the way that he wants it to for the final run to the checkered flags. Under 50 laps to go here in the final stage. Stephen Corley in the number 99 comes to pit road, surrendering the second position. And this is huge, folks, because like I was mentioning, he's one of the couple of trucks that have dominated this event. Stage points in both the stages, and here he comes. Slides to a stop in his pit stall. 4 tires and gas for the driver looking for his first truck win. Keeping our eye on the 24. He's the closest competitor to Stephen Corley for the win. And it looks like he's going to stay out on the racetrack. Oh, excuse me, actually, this is coming out of turn 2. So it'll be interesting to see if he comes down pit road this time by. And he does. Nick's going to bring the number 24 Silverado to a halt. Well, not to a halt, but to a slow. And he's going to come down pit road. And a fleet of trucks followed him, actually. Bradley Gilliland, Jesse Carlson, Jordan Roughton, Cameron Norton, all 4 of those trucks coming to pit road as well. All 4 of them were running in the top 10 and in contention to perhaps pick up a top 5 finish at the end of the day here. Jason Armstrong leaving pit road, Dustin McClintock leaving pit road, and a number of trucks leaving pit road. The cycle of green flag pit stops here in the final stage is just about complete. And when it is complete, we are going to reset the running order for you folks, and we'll give you a rundown on where your favorite NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series driver is running. Robert Lohman Sr. had a bit of a moment there coming to the entrance to pit road. In the 21, it looked like he missed pit road, and he's going to have to come around for another lap before he can come and get scheduled service. Yes, sir. That's what short pitting does for you folks. Stephen Corley has a huge lead over Nick Donfrancesco, and that's what the gap back to second looks like, folks. We'll see if we can get a back, like a really far wide out shot here, and see if we can see Nick's truck popping into frame. You can't really, folks. It's about a 2-second gap. There you see him. The truck closest to the 99 there, that is Nick Donfrancesco. It's about 2/3 of a straightaway here at Homestead, and that is a huge margin compared to what we were watching before this cycle of pit stops. They were battling side by side even for a number of laps, so what a smart move there by Stephen Corley. It's going to be interesting to see if Nick Donfrancesco can use that 1 lap of fresher tires to maybe run down the 99 Ford, but if he doesn't, that might have been the race-winning move there for Stephen. Running in the third position is the 23 machine, Josh Colm-Diaz. Just behind him is the M-Race reporter, Tyler Wagner. I believe that he is one lap down at this time in the 13th position. Currently scored the first truck one lap down, though, so if a yellow comes out, he would be back on the lead lap with these drivers. And as you can see, he's running good lap times right now. He's right there with these drivers, not losing any ground at all. Josh runs in the third position in the 23. Looks like that is Jesse Carlson running in fourth in the 88, and it's Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 51 Toyota Tundra running in fifth, with Jordan Roughton in sixth and Bradley Gilliland in seventh. Back in the 8th position, Beam SKP in the 16. Running in 9th is Cameron Norton in the 3. Rounding out the top 10, Jason Armstrong in the number 15 Ford F-150. That is your top 10 after the first cycle of green flag pit stops here in the final stage of the Holiday Bash 200 at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Under 45 laps to go. We've got our eye on it, folks. It's a good battle back here, and this is really where most of the action has been all race long, and I'm sure you can agree, anywhere from about 4th on to about 9th or 10th has really been the hot spot and the place to watch. They've been 2, 3, and 4 wide in this race, and if you just tuned in, you definitely need to go back to the beginning of the broadcast, to the end of this one, and check out what you've missed, folks. There's been so much 3 and 4 wide action, so many different race leaders, and a lot of feel-good moments here so far in this one as well. A couple of surprising stage winners. A couple of drivers up there looking for their first career truck win. That was a close moment there. Got the tail end of it there. Looked like Armstrong and Beam SKP, Tyler Wagner, they all had a bit of a close moment there. They were 3 wide, and it looked like the O2 lifted a bit to kind of prevent a scenario there, or a situation from happening. And well, everybody seemed to make it through there safely. The best battle on the racetrack is for the 3rd and 4th positions between these two right here. Josh in the 23, Jesse in the 88, Jeffrey in the 51 running in 5th behind them. And they're still all trying to run down Stephen Corley in the 99. Checking on the progress for Nick Don Francesco in the 24. The gap has shrunk a little bit between these two, but I don't know if he's going to catch him before they have to make another round of green flag pit stops. We're going to keep our eye on it, and we'll keep our eye on Stephen Corley. Under 45 laps to go here in the final stage for the Holiday Bash 200, second to last NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series race before the 1-week holiday break. And we're going to bring you back to live full commentary here in just a couple of moments. I'm going to leave you with the in-race reporter Tyler Wagner, who will give you bits and pieces of information from time to time, some fun facts here and there, and full commentary will come back to you in a matter of minutes, folks. You're watching round 5 of the 2021 NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series season right here on NASCAR Heat 5. And bringing you back to full commentary now. We had a yellow there, and we have a restart. And this brings back the entire field into the ball game, folks. Everyone's got a shot to win the Holiday Bash 200 at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Stephen Corley's leading the way. Josh Colm-Diaz, Jeffrey Robinson Jr., Jesse Carlson. They're all within striking distance now of your race leader. With a late race development here, folks, only one caution all race long comes here in the final stage. Similar story to last night's Bristol race for the Motormaster Series. Contact was made there. Oh, second caution, that's right. And stage one, I forgot we had a quick one there. Oh, and they bounced off each other. They're 3 and 4 wide there going through 1 and 2. Jeffrey Robinson Jr., the 51, found the wall. Beam SKP just got really loose. He had to chase the truck all the way down below the white line, and he did a great job of saving it. At this point, it's all about the driver's skill here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. How many to go? How many laps? Oh, wow, yeah, see, this is an 18-lap race to the finish here, folks. That's going to be the main question. Stephen Corley's got a fast truck, folks. The 99 Ford F-150 has got the rest of the field a little bit. It's Josh Colm-Diaz in second, trying to get the draft with the 99 if he can. He's got teammates behind him. The Timac truck's running second, third, and fourth right now. Jordan Roughton running in fifth. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in sixth. Jesse Carlson seventh. Beam in eighth. Bradley Gilliland in ninth. Rounding out the top 10, Dustin McClintock. Jason Armstrong, Daniel McGriff running in 11th and 12th, and they all are within striking distance of the race leader. In-race reporter Tyler Wagner running in 13th. And there's Nick in the 24. Pole sitter, points leader, won stage one, runs in third right now. We know he's got a fast truck. He's spent a lot of this race battling side by side with Stephen Corley. And you'd be thinking big picture here. I think that if all of these drivers can stay lined up single file, they might be able to make a run at the 99, but never mind. Nick might have different plans. He looks to the inside of Josh Colm-Diaz, and that would be a battle for the second and third positions. Cameron Norton in the 3, trying to make a decision to figure out who he's going to go with. Now he goes to the inside line and seeing if he can go with Nick to clear his teammate. They're all teammates there, those 3 Chevys. And 7 trucks have really separated themselves from the rest of the field now. Tyler Wagner in the 02 on pit road for service, and the drivers running 8th on back that have kind of lost touch with the leaders. It's Jason Armstrong, Dustin McClintock, Beam, SKP, Bradley Gilliland, Daniel McGriff, and some of these drivers were just up there inside the top 5 a couple of laps ago. That's how quick things can change here in one of these NOSSCAR truck races. And right now, Stephen's got the lead. Nick in the 24 trying to run him down. He still has enough time, but he needs to start rocking and rolling right now at this point. Josh in the 23 just behind him. Jesse has moved all the way up into the 4th position, and around goes Jordan Roughton in the 17. That was on the front straightaway. Solo truck spin there. You see him. He gets it fired and going again, but we're going to stay green, and he's now kind of on his own here. A little bit of front-end damage to that Ford F-150. And let us know, Tyler, how many laps to go when you hit the line this time by. And you're 1 down? All right then. 12 laps to go here at Homestead. And the clock is ticking, folks. It's running out. They're starting to gain a little bit of ground on your race leader, but I don't know if they're gaining enough ground. Still about 8 or 9 truck lengths here. The lap times are mirroring each other. Stephen Corley is flying out there. He's also using the draft from one of the trucks that's just in front of him that's about to go a lap down. That is Robert Lohman Sr. in the 21. Whoa, Robert got really loose there. He's going to go all the way down below the white line to let the leaders go by. And there you see him. Seems like every single NASCAR Truck Series race this season has had a wild and exciting finish. I think we're setting up for another one here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Contact there between Daniel McGriff and Dustin McClintock. Daniel's going to pick up 2 positions in the process. Jason Armstrong picks up 1. And onward they go. And you heard it from the in-race reporter, folks. 10 laps to go here in the Holiday Bash 200. Who's going to win it, folks? Is it going to be Stephen Corley looking for his first career NASCAR Truck Series win? Is it going to be the points leader, Nick Francesco? Is it going to be the Tailgate 250 winner at Daytona, Josh Cole-Diaz? Is it going to be Jesse Carlson who finally breaks through and finds victory lane for the first time in the 88? Is it going to be Cameron Norton in the 3 picking up his first truck win here tonight in the 3? Jeffrey Robinson Jr. right there in the Toyota Toyota Tundra rather in the 51. It'll be his night to find victory lane for the first time in his truck career. And looking at the inside here is Jesse Carlson in the 88 machine. That is 4th position here. And it's for the 5th position. If you're one of these drivers up here in the lead pack, but running maybe 3rd, 4th, 5th, you kind of need to start using the draft and making these moves if you can, trying to get to the front of the line. So if the line of trucks does run down Stephen Corley, that you're in a closer and better position to pounce perhaps. Some of these guys near the back need to start going, and they're starting to spread out a little bit more. They're not necessarily locked bumper to tailgate anymore. So some of these guys need to start using the momentum if they get it to try to make some of these passes. Jesse Carlson got loose coming out of 2 and to chase it up the track. You can see every now and then Cameron Norton in the 3 will get a run on the 51. That's kind of what I'm talking about. And then he tucks back in line on the straightaway. I think that some of these drivers need to start getting a bit more antsy in completing these passes, maybe making a run to the inside. The thing that they're worried about is getting hung out to dry on the inside line and letting the line of trucks go by them up top. Seems to be the preferred groove and has been all race long. And see, I say that, but Stephen Corley in the 99 running all the way down near the white line, and he's been running down there for most of this race, and he's now beginning to gap the field again here. 99 Ford looking strong, looking for his first career NASCAR Truck Series win. Yeah, this is getting interesting. They're coming out of 4 now to take the 4 laps to go signal. Time is running out for the 24 of Nick and the 23 of Josh and 88 of Jesse, 51 of Jeffrey. They're all running out of time to Steven in the 99, and he's closing in on the big win here for the Holiday Bash 200. No traffic in front of them. There's one truck way up there. I believe it's Daniel McGriff in the 13, but I don't believe that they're going to catch him before the end of this race. They're heading into turn 3 now, and they're going to have 3 laps to go when they hit the stripe this time by. And Josh in the 23 is coming to pit road, so evidently his right front could not make it the distance in this race, and that really worries me a little bit. Who else maybe has burned up their tires a little bit too much late in the going. So the leaders are heading into turn 3 and 4 now. When they come out of 4, it'll be 2 laps to go. Does Steven have enough tires to make it to the end and capture that first win? And I was wrong, folks. They are going to catch the lap machine there of Daniel McGriff in the 13. He goes way to the outside, and he's going to let his teammate Stephen Corley go on by. Both drivers drive for Steel Horse Motorsports, and going into 3 and 4 for the second to last time, folks. When he comes out of 4 this time by, Stephen Corley is going to see the white flag. One more lap to go in the Holiday Bash 200 at Homestead. One more lap and Stephen Corley can tell everybody he is a NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series race winner after so many times, so many different tries of coming so close and having random incidents occur and maybe driver error here and there a couple of those times, and he's let a few slip away in his time. Now he's got 3 and 4. One corner left. And Stephen Corley has done it, folks. He's not going to let this one slip away. Stephen Corley wins the Holiday Bash 200 at Homestead. He is a NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series race winner. Nick Donfrancesco finishes in 2nd, Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in 3rd, Cameron Norton in 4th, and rounding out the top 5, Jesse Carlson in the 88. Take photos of the results for me, Tyler, whenever you get a moment. What a race, what a finish, and I'm blown away with how much speed that Stephen Corley came here tonight with at Homestead. He was able to gap the field, and despite them using the draft and trying to run him down, he was able to keep that gap, and he was able to hold on to the lead and capture his first ever NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series win. There you see a couple of drivers coming up to congratulate him, and what a run it was. Couple of post-race interviews coming up here with the top 3 finishers. Fastest lap of the race goes to Jordan Roughton there with a 33.044 with the presets here. What a race, what a finish, folks. Stephen Corley, finally a NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series race winner. We'll hear from him here in just a couple of moments. Thank you very much.
Oh, man.
And we're awaiting the drivers that finished in the 3rd and 2nd positions here for the Holiday Bash 200 at Homestead-Miami Speedway. So far, we've reached out here and have not heard anything back. So we're actually going to go down to victory lane here, folks, and we're going to start with our race winner. Never mind, folks. Psych. Yep, joining us first, the driver who finished in 3rd in the Holiday Bash 200 at Homestead, driver of the number 3 Chevy Silverado, Cameron Norton. Cameron, thanks for taking the time to join us. We just wanted to ask you quickly about your race. You were up there running in the top 5, top 10 all race long. A lot of different grooves were being used out there. The draft was powerful. how did your race go from your perspective? And was there anything you maybe could have done to get up there and challenge Steven a bit more?
The truck just really struggled early on. Honestly, we made a lot of swings and changes to it. Kind of fell off there in stage two, and then made bigger changes. And then towards the end of the race, we knew what we wanted, and kind of went from there. And kind of fought with Steven there for a little bit, and then kind of backed off and thought we'll save some tires because maybe the 24 or Steve-O was gonna probably blow their tires out. So we were just saving there and hoping we were trying to get it win.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. Tire wear was a big factor in this race. Was there anything that you could do out there to save the tires a little bit? Was there a particular line you could run?
Not really. I mean, just backing off early and saving your tires. Honestly, it's what I was doing, and I've learned a lot from all these drivers on how to race, and it's changed me in the perspective of being a racer for sure.
Well, this third place finish, Cameron, gives you a playoff point as well. What are your thoughts moving forward with the rest of your Truck Series season?
Just keep grinding and keep going. It's been a while since I've been in the victory lane, and I'm wanting it bad. I've been grinding a lot, so thanks to all my teammates, including Ty-Mac Motorsports and Tyler, for everything that we all do. So that's all I have to say.
Only a matter of time, man. Congratulations on your third place finish.
Thank you.
And joining us now, the driver who finished in second, the points leader coming into tonight, and still the points leader after Homestead, and that is Nick Donfrancesco, driver of the number 24 Chevy Silverado. Thanks a bunch for joining us. Wanted to ask you about your race as well. You led a lot of laps in this one, qualified on the pole. You won stage one. You spent a lot of laps battling side by side with Stephen Corley for the lead in stage two and the final stage. How did your truck feel tonight? Safe to say it was pretty good.
Yeah, the truck was extremely fast and pretty much handled like a dream, so I can't complain about it. The truck and everything was perfect. The only thing that wasn't perfect is me not ending in victory lane.
It seemed like you had good track position all race long. The draft was important. Having good track position was important. Was there a particular line that was working best for you out there? We saw Steven running all the way down against the white line, and that kind of surprised us. Where was your truck working the best?
Well, at the beginning of the run, my truck would run good, and then halfway through the run, I'd have to go to the bottom, and it seemed to work better down there towards the end of the run. So, all in all, I think both lands were pretty even.
It seemed like
just was better, I guess.
It seemed like the 99 and the 24 were the class of the field all race long. There was a couple flurries there from the 23 and the 74 and the 3 and the 88 and the 51, but it seemed like mostly the 24 and the 99 were the ones to really watch for the win out there. Was there anything you maybe could have done differently to park in a victory lane at Homestead?
For the end, because I definitely used him up trying to catch him. So, because in the first two stages, I was able to save my tires enough to I could outrun everybody, pretty much. And then the final, that caution that came out towards the end, kind of, I thought I had enough to get to the end, and just short. But it's all right. Get them next week, or.
Yeah, best of luck to you in your upcoming races here in the NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series, and congratulations on your runner-up finish at Homestead.
Thank you.
And that was Nick Donfrancesco, folks, finishing in the second position. On to victory lane we go now. We've been waiting to see this driver in victory lane for a long time, folks. We knew it was only a matter of time. He's come so close so many times, but finally he's done it. Stephen Corley is a NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series race winner, and I even mentioned the Great Lakes 200 race that you nearly won during the broadcast earlier in this one, and tonight was the night, folks. Stephen Corley wins the Holiday Bash 200 at Homestead. First of all, how do you feel?
Holy shit. That was an awesome race.
We apologize for the language, folks.
I'm sorry, guys. I mean, like, it's been a long time coming.
Take us through those last laps. Take us through all the battles, really, if you can, with Nick Donfrancesco. There was a lot of side-by-side action with you in the 24 tonight, and when you were in a pack there with the 3, the 51, the 88, it was a cluster out there. There was a lot going on around you at all times. Walk us through your race.
We didn't start off as good, but like that truck just went straight through the field. But like it was fun battling Napa. Like I knew Napa was one of the better drivers to race with, and I appreciated him racing me clean. And it was a blast. I was just trying to not to get loose in front of him. But when we had that like a 6-second gap, I was like me and Napa were like, we do not want to see a caution. Then that caution came out at the end. I was like, why?
Well,
but go ahead.
I was just going to say that elusive first NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series win is finally here, and it was well earned. Seemed like you were the class of the field all race long, and it seemed like you were really able to get the job done on the inside line all the way down towards the white line at Homestead. That's kind of unheard of. Tell us how you were able to do that, unless that's a secret you'd like to keep.
I honestly don't know. Like how I'm just a Kevin Harvick type guy, just sticking on the bottom. But like I did run the top a couple times. Like, especially at the beginning of the stages, and that's where the truck I wanted to go, but then it was just like a bottom to the middle. But I don't know or what everybody else was doing. But
not only was it your first truck win, it was the first truck win for Steel Horse Motorsports, the team you drive for, and a lot of your teammates did really well in this one. Jesse Carlson in the 88 was right up there, as well as Daniel McGriff in the 13. Everybody had a really good truck there with your team. Was there communication lots between the team for this race, or did everyone just seem to go out there and have a good run?
Yeah, like everyone just seemed to go have a good run. I didn't hear like any communication. There wasn't none, but I'm just proud of this setup that I had. I don't even know where it came from, and I didn't even practice for the race. Honestly, I've been practicing Canadian Tire for this whole week.
I guess one last time I'll ask you, what does this win mean to you before we sign off for the night?
Like it means a lot. I just wish the teammates that I had last year were here to celebrate with, because I knew they would be so proud right now. But like it means a lot, and hopefully it builds a lot of momentum for us to get to the playoffs and be a contender.
Oh, I'm sure it will, and I think a lot of these other drivers and teams have taken notice that the 99 team is now a contender, and maybe arguably has been this entire season. Once again, congratulations, Stephen. You are an NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series race winner.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, don't forget the Virginia boys finished 1-2 tonight.
Shout out.
Yeah. We don't fuck around here.
I think that's going to wrap things up here, guys. We're going to throw it down to the InRace reporter, Tyler Wagner, once more, just to summarize the race for us. Tyler, what do you think of tonight's race at Homestead? What did you see out there, and how do you think that it went from your perspective? Yeah, I agree, man. There was action all over the racetrack at all times, it seems. Battles all over the track, 2, 3, 4 wide. We saw minor contact here and there. We saw long green flag runs. We saw a couple of cautions late in the race to really shuffle things up and change the complexion of the entire race. But I still feel like, even after that late race caution, all the drivers that were the main factors for the win were still there at the end. So I'm glad it didn't shake things up that much in that sense. And I'm glad that we saw justice served here in tonight's winner. The Holiday Bash 200 was a great success here at Homestead-Miami Speedway, and it was great to see Stephen Corley finally capture that elusive first win here in the NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series. From all of us here at NOSSCAR, we're wishing everybody a happy holidays, hoping everybody is staying safe and healthy out there. Stay warm as well. It's cold where I am here today. And we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Stay fast, folks.